Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, FD for Sage5.tv with yet another crypto review. And this time we are looking at ClearPool. What is it? That's what we're going to be jumping into. But before we jump in, guys, let's do some housekeeping first. This is crypto after all. There are regulations that are surveilling us, so we got to try and do right by the book. So please know that the information I'm going to share with you in this video is not financial advice. If you do require financial advice, please seek someone who's trained to give you financial advice. The information contained in this video is just for educational as well as entertainment purposes. In addition, if you're from the UK, please note that this video is not intended for UK audiences. If you do watch it, you're watching at your own risk. The UK authorities do deem crypto assets to be extremely risky and you may end up losing all your funds. That said, let's jump into today's review. ClearPool. What is ClearPool? ClearPool is a decentralized finance ecosystem incorporating the first ever permissionless marketplace for unsecured institutional liquidity. We are all talking about institutions coming, right? There is an ideal product for them. Driven by market forces of supply and demand, ClearPool's permissionless single borrower pools enable institutions to raise short-term capital while providing DeFi lenders access to risk-adjusted returns based on interest rates derived by market consensus. A second fully permissioned institutional-grade platform further meets the compliance needs for wholesale borrowing and lending of digital assets by institutional market participants. ClearPool was built to address the growing demand for unsecured liquidity in the DeFi market. It opens doors for the credit market, which have traditionally been closed to retail investors, and give institutional borrowers direct access to a diversified and decentralized network of lenders. Some key features for ClearPool include the Prime feature, which is a non-custodial institutional-grade marketplace where you can connect to the largest global KYC or Know Your Customer and AML compliant network for wholesale borrowing and lending of digital assets. We also have permissionless lending, where liquidity providers can lend directly to whitelisted institutions and earn risk-adjusted returns. There is also oracles and staking. The ClearPool Oracle network is composed of various institutions that vote on parameters to determine the interest rates of permissionless pools. ClearPool offers institutional-grade DeFi through its permissioned lending. It also offers single borrower liquidity pools, and ClearPool applies risk profiling for credit worthiness. Let's move on to some value proposition for ClearPool. It offers lenders dynamic risk-adjusted interest rates. By the way, dynamic risk-adjusted rates simply means yield increases with risk levels. As the risk increases, the yield to the lender also increases. There is no lockup. Users can withdraw at any time. Users are also able to earn even more rewards through the auto-compounding yield feature. There is no commingling of funds. Whoa, should have told that to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. ClearPool also offers deep liquidity, multi-asset liquidity aggregation with high-quality cross-segment institutional counterparties. Lenders also gain access to yield opportunities with high-quality institutional counterparties. There are options available to borrow without any collateral. Single borrower continuous duration liquidity pools are also on offer. Equilibrium pool size and interest rates are determined by market supply and demand. Uncollateralized liquidity for institutional borrowers is also on offer. Attractive risk-adjusted returns for lenders. On-chain real-time credit risk metrics provided by ClearPool partner Xmargin. Automatic diversification through thematic pools. Tokenized credit leading to risk management and hedging. No regular interest payments or scheduled principal repayments for borrowers. Default defined as an on-chain observable parameters. So everything is on-chain and everyone can see what's going on. Now, as part of our review with any project review, as part of our DYOR series, guys, you know we apply our usual DYOR risk evaluation toolkit consisting of 13 elements in decentralization, security, scaling, interoperability, the project team, social media presence via Twitter and via Discord, the age of the project team, project use cases, as well as the tokenomics. So let's jump into decentralization first. With ClearPool, anybody can be a liquidity provider. When connected to the ClearPool app via Web3, liquidity providers can view all whitelisted borrowers and the details for each pool. Selecting a pool and supplying liquidity is a simple process, and when doing so, the liquidity provider will receive liquidity pool tokens or LP tokens called CP tokens in return. CP tokens are transferable, tradable, and programmable tokens. CP tokens unveil a new paradigm of opportunities for the DeFi community. Anyone can earn yield on the CPOOL token by staking to an Oracle pool and contribute to securing the interest rate pricing mechanism. Let's move on to security. ClearPool security audits were performed by Haken and Mixbytes. The smart contracts are non-custodial, which minimizes risks. And as far as scaling is concerned, there is no limit on the number of pools created. Any holder of CPOOL tokens can move or bridge their tokens between Ethereum, Polygon, ZKEV, EVM, and Mantle chains using the CPOOL bridge available on the ClearPool app. Onto interoperability, ClearPool, as we've already highlighted, is available on Ethereum, Optimism, Polygon ZK EVM, and Mantle. So it's pretty much anything Ethereum and EVM. Let's move on to the project team. ClearPool has been built by a team of professionals with backgrounds from traditional finance, fintech, and blockchain industries. There are at least 16 members, including founders, according to the ClearPool's own information from their own website. Social media presence via X, formerly Twitter, ClearPool boasts just over 42,600 followers, and on Discord, just over 6,900 members. Let's move on to some use cases for ClearPool. Ticker symbol CPOOL, CPOOL. The CPOOL token is the utility and governance token for the ClearPool protocol. CPOOL token holders can vote on the whitelisting of borrowers, a process that will qualify participants to earn additional CPOOL through an incentive reward scheme. CPOOL token staking is required from borrowers who must stake an amount of CPOOL to access the area of the protocol where they can make a proposal to be whitelisted. Liquidity providers earn additional CPOOL rewards, thereby further enhancing pool interest rates to attractive levels. ClearPool intends to announce, if it's not been announced yet, a buyback program where a share of protocol revenue will be used to buy CPOOL in the open market to perpetually sustain a reward pool. That's on use cases. Let's move on to some tokenomics for CPOOL or for ClearPool. Ticker symbol CPOOL, CPOOL. Total token supply 1 billion with a hard cap. Circulating supply 453 million or 45.3%. Token allocation. Pool rewards 20%, reserves 17.17%, team and advisors 15%, liquidity 15%, ecosystem rewards 10.5%, partnerships 10%, private sale part 1 4%, private sale part 2 5%, seed sale 3.33%. According to our own evaluation of this information, insider token allocation amounts to 69.5%, which is way above our threshold of 35% to guarantee any score allocated to this element. That said, let's move on to the scoring part, where we'll be scoring the 13 elements from 0 to 10, 0 being the minimum and 10 being the maximum or the best. Here's a quick rundown of those 13 elements once more. You got decentralization, security, scaling, interoperability, the project team, social media presence via Twitter and via Discord, age of the project use cases, tokens issued at project launch, total tokens in circulation at the time of recording, maximum tokens available, as well as insider token allocation. So here are the scores we've allocated to ClearPool. On decentralization, we gave ClearPool 5 points out of 10. On security, 5 points out of 10. Scaling, 7.5 points out of 10. Interoperability, 7.5 points out of 10. The project team, 7.5 points out of 10. Social media presence via Twitter, 7.5 points out of 10. And via Discord, 2.5 points out of 10. Age of the project, 5 points out of 10. Project use cases, 10 points out of 10, because I think they've got a decent basket of use cases. Total tokens issued at project launch, 5 points out of 10. Tokens in circulation at the time of recording, 5 points out of 10. Maximum tokens available, 5 points out of 10. And insider token allocation, as we've already highlighted, way above our threshold, therefore is 0 points out of 10. So guys, those are the scores we've allocated to ClearPool. Any thoughts, any ideas, any feedback, let us know in the comment section. The aggregate score for ClearPool comes up to 72.5 points out of 130, which puts ClearPool within the could go to 0 category. Now we know majority of projects, possibly including Bitcoin itself, under a specific set of circumstances, it could go to 0. So could ClearPool. Any thoughts guys? ClearPool going to 0? Let us know in the comment section. I currently do not hold ClearPool, but it's definitely a project I'm interested in. I'll try and pay particular attention to the price movements. If we set an entry price, if that's triggered, we may just make a move. What about you? If you hold ClearPool, what are your thoughts? Are you holding it for the short term or long term? Long term being the next 2 years, 3 years? Let us know in the comment section guys. Until the next video, I'm your host FD for CPOOL.tv signing out for now. Bye.